that I've heard already a couple times is there are eight other heroes in the game to think about, right? When you just do core to core. But of course, some things are a little bit less playable than others. Looking at like Huskar Ember, right? But you know, as long as it's not the too bad, usually you can get away with things. And it's going to be the Slark taken out, is what Vici Gaming decide. If I recall correctly, Pi, they did that yesterday as well. That was their preferred ban, so they do allow the Faceless Void in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they prefer not playing against PL. Like, sure, I can appreciate that, but I definitely expect Polaris to pull out the Void then. I think Natsume loves that hero. Maybe not though after the nerf. I haven't paid attention as much to what people play it as much after the Agshard nerf. And I mean, honestly, just a slight nerf across the board, right?
I think this wouldn't be the phase where they pick the Faceless Void. They're going to go likely the off lane with the Visage. I'm just wondering, right, because you think about Faceless Void, and with every single hero, of course, in every draft this applies, but for some heroes more than others, and I would say Faceless Void is in that camp, you need some conditions to enable him, right? With Faceless Void, I'm always looking at someone with a decent laning stage. I'd say that box is checked with Lich, and some damage into Chrono. And Lich and Visage, I think they cover those bases decently. What would you say?
Yeah, maybe that's fair now. I would say like before they nerfed him, you didn't need to check any boxes. You just pick him and you buy a Midas. And you will, if the game goes 40 minutes, you will kill a hero inside your Chrono.
Right.
And that will be good enough.
Yeah, I suppose that's very true when a hero isn't like S tier, right? I mean, everyone's blind picking Marcy and Bat and Lina, right? And not really caring. Although Lina, uncontested in this draft so far, just as a note. What are you thinking here? Does the Mars Snapfire dissuade you from Faceless Void at all? If that's still your line of thinking, you won't get to respond because it's a Luna. Sorry, Pi.
No, that's the thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much weaker the hero is. I would still be down to play with a Faceless Void here, for sure. Like, it just feels like you're... Like, a lot of clowny things can happen in a game, right? Like, we looked at the T1 game, the first game they played. Like, it just swings back and forth. And if you have that Void that's slowly farming up, like, you feel way more comfortable playing. So, but I mean, Luna, sure, why not?
Yep. Again, I'll say my speech about Luna that I always say. A lot of ranged heroes don't like playing into Mars mid to late game because the arena blocks her shots. Luna, of course, her glaives will bounce through the arena, so that always feels pretty good. Not to mention, of course, the pretty good laning stage for the Luna. She can pretty easily secure last hits against a Mars. And, well, even though it is a Mars snap, given she is ranged and has a lot of move speed, she tends to be a little bit too tricky to catch. So a strong lane for Polaris as they are drafting in their color scheme. Everyone's got a little hint of blue for them, Pi.
True. And I mean, Mars and Snapfire came out together real fast, and they're both red, so that's something. But, I mean, Luna historically is a bit of a counter to Morph. I mean, she used to be. That was a long time ago. Like, she has a lot of magic damage, right? So when he waveforms in, he gets hit by Eclipse. She likes to buy Skadi. But I think, honestly, the biggest thing with Luna is the Visage, like the aura for the birds. I think that's the biggest go, because we saw that with Tempest earlier, too. And it's just if you don't get crushed too hard in your lanes, when you group up, you should be very, very strong.
Yeah. Not to mention, of course, how strong the Siege is going to be. The lane, even between Tusk Visage, is pretty decent. An attack speed modifier with Tag Team and, of course, Shards to block in. Maybe a Marcy is going to be a bit hard to catch. Morphling as well, so Vici have drafted well around that threat, I suppose, right, looking at the other side. But still, it's definitely some good kill potential in this lane. So I'm liking that as far as Polaris' draft overall. I think they're just looking for a more reliable way right now to initiate. And, of course, they're going to have to respond to this last pick from Vici.
Oh,
ho-ho! That's ho-ho, ha-ha, even. That's the first time I've seen this hero in this tournament. I believe he has been picked by T1 previously, and I've seen a lot of him in some smaller tournaments before this event. Yeah, I think it looks like a mid sniper.
Yeah, it's very hard to pick a mid hero that does well on lane versus this guy. Usually you just have to survive, and like preferably you can counter him with your carry. But now you already have a Luna, so that's a bit unfortunate. So what I'm guessing is they just need to pick anything that can get on top of him. Because they already have Tusk, which is decent. So they just want one more thing that can go in.
I'm just looking at what's available as well. I think you could use a little bit more team fight. It's a little bit harder to find sometimes in the mid lane. Generally, that's just more of a DPS focused role.
I wonder if they had a Broodmother player.
Oh, okay.
But I don't even know if Broodmother does well anymore versus Sniper.
Yeah, because the Spiderlings, of course, for those that may have not kept up with you know, the Dota patches. It's been this way for a while, but her level 6 now is when you get to spawn those spider lanes, not out of the gate, so or as early as it used to be.
Yeah.
Insatiable Hunger as well might not be super good versus Sniper. A big threat as well is basically you end up seeing max headshot and max take aim, and then you go ahead and activate take aim, and then use your Mask of Madness, or yeah, in that order, and then you just do an immense amount of physical damage, right? So it can be even hard getting on top of the Sniper. Just taking a look again. Primal Beast. No, sorry, he's been banned by Polaris. Pardon.
Yeah. No, I would here like I would be just ask my mid player like what can you play versus this. Like Void Spirit seems like a guy, but all of these heroes, it can be, if you don't get rotations, it can be really hard to face this Sniper.
And against him, I'm just wondering, like, Storm doesn't feel playable, and plus the mid lane matchup feels hard there.
What if you can do like a Zeus maybe? But maybe that lane is hard too. I'm not sure.
Trying to see what else is pickable. I mean, we've seen a couple of Nature's Prophets, but never from the mid lane, so I'm hesitant to even speak the name. Arc Warden doesn't get on top of the hero, but you know, can fare okay. A Tinker? No, I don't think you have the cast range, right, for laser in lane. Okay, so there is it a Visage mid by the look of things?
Let's see. I don't dare to say.
They're flexing it. We'll see who locks in what.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt that they put a Tidehunter mid. It's kind of weird, actually. What are they doing here?
Okay, so it is the 4 Tusk, the 5 Lich. They still actually haven't locked in heroes. Natsumi, of course, on the Luna hard carry. So we'll see what Force decides to select.
That's a bad sign when you don't when you don't know yet.
Maybe they're really giving it some thought. You know, you can kind of use this as extra reserve time. I think you get like an extra 40 seconds to select your heroes. You know, otherwise you will random, and we've seen that happen before to Arteezy in a couple TIs ago when he played his probably one of his very few Phoenix games. There's the 10 seconds remaining. Still waiting to see. It's going to be the offlane time.
Yeah, makes sense. The mid Visage, okay. No, sure, I can see it. I can see it working out. But I'm curious. Like I don't think I've ever seen this matchup played. I mean, probably I played so many games, but like in a while, I can't remember it happening. So
yeah,
I'm curious to see how it works out.
It's like we've seen lots of Visage metas, right? Especially lately, we've seen Sniper metas in days gone, but I don't know if they ever so much clashed when these heroes were still played similarly to how they are today. I'm curious as well. I would assume Sniper's got a decent advantage here. You know, Visage can strike back pretty hard and frequently if he decides to go for the soul assumption, but you just don't have the mana to sustain it, especially after the most heavy round of nerfs to the hero. Grave Chill as well might allow you to close the gap, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would assume in the lane Sniper definitely has an advantage, but you have these items like if you can get Ags on Visage, right? You can sneak up on him, and
that's right.
That might be what they're looking to do.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, you know, whenever I think Visage, I'm always going to be thinking of Bet Boom de Hawk, who's already through to the main event, but that was the guy that was playing Visage for years. Back when he was on Pro Stiesli, I was casting Eastern European Div 2. He was still picking that hero and Necro and carry Fury, and like it was no one's business. And, you know, thinking to what his builds were, he would occasionally go for that Ag Scepter. It really depended, though, in his mind, you know, how the team could play around with him was more of his consideration, at least how I would read into his itemizations. He tended to kind of usually prefer to go for something like AC early, but then again, you know, comparing other heroes or other players to the Hawk, I don't know. He's quite unique play style. But that's what I've seen when this hero has gone into a more carry role.
Yeah, no, well, maybe they're doing an aggressive tri lane. I will see. Maybe this is just maybe they're just looking for a first blood now, but Lich Tusk Luna can definitely aggro if he wants. Because that was what I wanted to say about this Force guy playing on Tidehunter. Like, I never see this guy have a bad lane. Like, he refuses to have a bad lane. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what they do.
And that's exciting because as of this patch, you know, it's basically the return of classic offlaners. You know, we haven't seen Tide for quite some time with the tri-cores we've been running. And quick, Pi, you've got 20 seconds, maybe even less number of ancient camps stacked by 30 minutes, please.
Okay, let's see. Morphling carry, and we got by 30 minutes, I'll say 10. What's the
10.
what are the options?
0 to 5.
11 to 15. Let's go.
11 to 15 is what he's saying. I'm going higher. I'm going 16 to 20. A little bit tense there between us. I thought they were going to actually make a play here for first blood, and now maybe they will consider it, but
they're trying, but they're under a ward, right? So.
Yeah. Oh, a toss under tower. Got Xavius nearby though, and that's a lot of damage onto AU. Yang actually taking first point here in Scatterblast. They're looking to turn now with the tag team. 3 heroes applying damage as well. It's going to be a fair number. And I love the mid laners completely unbothered by this. They say, get out of my XP range. It's time for me to 1v1.
Yeah, and they are doing the aggressive tri-lane. So let's see how this goes. Tidehunter very late to lane though, so miss out on 1 or 2 creeps.
For Natsumi, and try on try. It's going to be pretty exciting here. I think bottom is, I mean, we'll mention it now before the top lane really pops off, but bottom seems like a you farm, I farm kind of wave. I don't think we'll be seeing too much action here until level 6s. Mid, we'll keep our eye on, because I'm really curious about this matchup, but top, oh baby, try on try. This is exciting stuff.
Probably see a lot of heroes dying up here.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to say who I think has the advantage, because the Tusk and Lich probably are really good in tri lanes, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Luna is definitely stronger than the Morphling for quite a while. But now with the new attribute shift, I think when Morphling hits level 2, he's not that weak. He can come and help out.
For Lelouch in the mid lane, just taking a quick peek here. Seems like his strategy has been very similar to when you're laning a Spirit against an unfavorable matchup. You just push the wave really hard, forcing Sniper to try and see us under tower. XM doing a fantastic job, though. Well played for him.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. He has 1 point in shrapnel here, so we'll see. But they got a pull off in the safe lane, which is quite unfortunate for Polaris. Messing up. Oh, but they got their own. Okay, they got their hard camp pull off. So wave. They both denied basically 1 creep wave each. So these guys are going to be very under leveled.
And we'll see. First to level 2 might be a big power spike here, especially if it goes towards Polaris with some movement-based spells. Snowballer, Ice Shards likely to be picked up, whatever's more appropriate. AU, one last auto attack on a Yang. Stick charge is forced out. Xavius is well diving for it, but with the stick charges and now regen under the tower and a Tango running, Yang is going to keep himself alive. Erica, first to level 2 in this lane.
Yeah, I mean, he's closing in on level 3. Luna just hit level 2. Wow, everyone is so low level.
This is what tri-lanes were like back in the day. Remember when you would have to do this and you still had to upgrade the courier? And wards cost 100 gold E. I mean, I'm sure I don't have to tell you about it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Gang. He might drop you for first blood, as it's going to be the Ice Shards early, and maybe even a second. There's no rebound here. Marcy only at level 1, already using the Dispose. The point and Loosen Beam there from Natsumi secures it. Vici Gaming are going to be starting this lane off at a pretty big disadvantage. Yeah,
no, this is really good. The wave is slightly pushing in too, and the small camp is blocked, so they should be feeling very comfortable right now.
Yeah, they're still feeling pretty strong as well. Like AU's got a casual Sage's Mass. Xavius has a full stick already, 10 charges. So like I think they're good to keep fighting. That's always something they consider in tries, is how much regen are you forcing out, etc., etc. Not enough seems to be the answer out from Vici. And they save Erica. Okay, stick charge used, even a wand. And he's continuing to shift, but as you say, very tanky.
Even that's only 1 point in attribute shift too. It's quite incredible how strong it is now, level 1.
Against 3 into tag team. Sure, he did waveform and block a little bit of that damage, but still, very impressive. And it seems like Vici have broken the tri-lane, by the way, as they've sent the support towards the mid lane. Good cookie to get Erica out of shards. Polaris still interested in
He's killing mid here.
There he goes. Yep, and that's a kill. Very easily onto the Visage. Looks like it's the Shrapnel build on the Sniper. Usually I've seen, when I looked into this more on Dota 2 Pro Tracker a while ago, so perhaps the meta has shifted. The safe lane Sniper is more preferred than the Shrapnel build. I've seen mids go generally more take aim and headshot, so I wonder why XM makes this decision.
Now, it's good versus Visage, because you remove his armor. Like, the headshot is not as effective. Yeah, there is going to go again.
He's going to die. TPs are coming, but I think it's maybe too little too late. No, it's going to be good enough.
But this was really well, like, Marcy knew that he couldn't do anything top. So, like, whatever happens there, I'm out. I'll go and try to do something somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, so, in essence, I mean, he's impacted a lot of change, right? I mean, he's forced AU to TP on over. I think even, Xavius committed his TP but canceled it, or had it canceled perhaps by Cookie. I'm not sure what the outcome was there. But, yeah, I mean, you're totally right.
No,
That's
this
the
game
good
is
thing,
starting
yeah.
off really good for Vici. Their lanes are going super well. Like, this is really hard when you're Visage level 4.5 and you're just scared of dying.
And let's quickly just check in on the bottom lane. Things are going, I think, as we expected. You farm, I farm. It's pretty even as well. I still think there's no kill threat, even if someone gets level 6 a bit faster. It's just, they're so tanky.
Yeah, no, it has to be rotations. Like, maybe when he hits 6 on Mars, you can TP down with Sniper, get a kill with Arena, something like that.
Or on a power rune, which is going to be spawning in 40 seconds. You see Frisk's almost dual laning here in the mid lane. Staying out of XP range, of course. Doing well for that, but always lingering potentially for a kill.
Yeah.
As the Visage sitting rather uneasy, as you can see, even that attempt is, you know, it's going to force Visage back. He's not really the kind of hero that can stand his ground and fight. Not at least until he gets level 6.
And he has a nice ward there. He placed it basically in his tower. Because he knows that Marcy can't, like, what's Marcy gonna do except sit mid? Can definitely not kill the Tidehunter. Cannot kill in the tri lane. So he'll just sit there.
Yeah, and in the meantime, the relief pressure for Erica's at least got him a couple more CS, but he is still kind of struggling here, so...
Yeah. No, they got the lane back really well.
Uh-oh. They go. We're trying to fight into this one, at least sapping some attack speed. Uh-oh. With the Dispose, doing some good work. AU doesn't have Frost Shield for another second here, and unfortunately, it wouldn't have mattered, as with the Shrapnel doubled up there, XM was going to get that kill. Frisk, I mean, patience pays off here.
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating when you're playing mid and someone is doing this to you. But like, that's just the state of just this game, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
There's no other play than just camp mid.
I mean, this harkens back to right after tri-lane meta, right? We had basically dual lane meta for a while, and then eventually everyone just had to start picking DP and DK, and we had the most boring mids for a while.
Yeah.
Just to stop it. But Sniper and Visage, there's a lot of kill threat there, especially if they want to consider rotating the Tusk down. That's still something that Polaris can look to execute on if they want to put a stop to this here.
Yeah, and Vici got a stacked pull off on the small camp here. So the Morphling is gonna get farm again. It's quite surprising that they got that off. And now, yeah, half damage on tower mid. Yeah.
Good work. Good work for a Sniper.
Good.
He's gonna be pleased with that.
Like, as I said, like, Force, top net worth of his team. Like, he will not have a bad lane. Like, this guy refuses. Like, he will sacrifice. He'll carry. You can go aggressive, right? Yeah, I'll solo safe lane. Okay, thank you.
I'll get the farm. I'm a level 7. How you doing? How you doing, Luna? Oh, not good. That's fine, honestly. I'll go Satanic. It's cool, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I've got an auto attack modifier. This.
Oh, Mars TPing mid here.
Yeah, has the arena. Oh, and he's going to scout some supports. They actually get a kill top lane as well. Yeah. Vici Gaming, they preempted this rotation. XM is safe from all the range damage as well, as he is untouched here for many seconds against the familiars, but oh, still alive. Yeah. Unbelievable. They got the Visage, and they got it. Xavius as well. AU on the run. He might die at the tail end of this. But it's 4 kills around the map in favor of Vici. Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, very good TP by Mars. Pushed out the lane, and then he saw that Visage was 6, moving aggressively towards the towers. He's like, all right, just TP us in.
I mean, and that's not to say anything either. I mean, obviously, XM has had a lot of free space to do as he pleased here. One, outranging, of course, the Visage and having Marcy hovering nearby. But 51 and 25 here, 25 denies in the face of this Visage has really hurt.
Yeah. 25 denies, yeah.
25 denies, but Force has a game, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's the type of hero here. He's actually going to go for Hooded Defiance first with this Ring of Health. I thought it might have been a Vanguard. I thought it was going to be back to the days of old where we'd have like Tidehunter and Timbersaw just continue to tank waves in the mid lane and delay pushes. But with Hooded Defiance, he's maybe got a different idea in mind.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's basically going to be unkillable with that from the Shrapnel build. And he's just farming up everything down here. So yeah, they got that. I mean, it's not like the Luna is doing that bad in farm. Like, she's doing fine. It's a little low on levels, but she'll catch up. Hopefully they'll start stacking some inches for her. But I mean, the big sufferer here is Visage.
Well,
Okay, going bottom.
They're making a play, yeah, with the Arena of Blood, the rotation forced as well to get out of at least the Shrapnel, but he is no match versus 4 heroes. I thought for a second there, Pi, he was going to Ravage. He put the points in it. He'd been saving it up until now, but you know, I got a little excited, but tempered my expectations, and he's just going to take the death.
Yeah. Maybe he lives there with the Defiance. I mean, he needs someone to TP him for him. If he get if he can get a Frost Shield on him there, then he probably lives. But
No dice here. And now Yang is going to idle down bottom for a while and push with BAB. So Vici Gaming already starting to close off the jungle. Yeah, you brought up here the little bit of levels hurting Natsumi. He's still got 3 points now in Lunar Blessing, you know, but getting your farm mechanic online is going to help you build your advantage over the Morphling, who just doesn't farm nearly as well as a Luna.
Yeah. No, for sure. Especially if they can get these. They started stacking Ancients now, so that will help.
You know what's nice is that we can just check it now using the predictions. Two stacks of Ancients we're at right now. Maybe one for each side here. Indeed, XM stacked his own. He's farming them now as BAB gets the tower down bottom. And there's a stack idling in the Radiant Triangle that's probably going to get a couple more stacks before Luna bothers to come and farm it.
Yeah. So they killed this tower bottom, but I don't think he'll make that big of a difference. Like, Forest won't care. Like, he'll still play super aggressive. Just take whatever farm he can get.
Speaking of aggression, AU. Oh, wow. He's really tanky. He actually gets the Frost Shield applied, but Frisk has got one more Unleash, and AU running into creeps anyway. He's going to be able to give him the kill.
Okay, so who got the Tome on Radiant? Everyone is so low. Like, both supports are level 4.
I'm not sure. I just want to remark, as the tri-lane's going to come to a close with both safe lane towers falling, you know, and some action mid lane potentially. The try-on-try, because it ended up being in, you know, Polaris going off lane with the aggressive try, Luna is already in the tower, in the lane rather, where she wants to push the tower. So that's kind of nice for Natsumi. You see, like, Morph had to TP away. It's a little bit more time wasted, slightly less efficient. Not the biggest deal in the world, but just an upside for Polaris forcing the tri-lane there.
Yep. No, so everyone is kind of happy except Visage, but he's just gonna farm. He's trying to farm the Ancient stack actually. All right.
I mean, not undoable. He actually went for this Falcon Blade build into drums, so maybe
nice play by Savius there, just blocking off the smoke gank.
Probably gonna end up seeing him go for that. What's the build here? The Boots of Bearing, the bongo drums, whatever you prefer calling them, early on, which is really actually strong with the Visage and his familiars, of course, because as we recall, you have max Lunar Blessing when they're in range, which is basically a DD rune right now for these familiars.
Yep. Okay, they're just picking up casually the... Oh, Frost Shield, nice. Yeah, I mean, Polaris now just desperately need to get level 6 here on the Lich. He's gonna get it... Nope, one more creep. And they need 6 on Tuskar too, so... That's a little awkward for them.
Yep. 3-2 little experience there for AU, but he's just going to sit nearby and let Force give it to him.
Okay, can they get Natsumi up here?
Oh, the rotation. XM kicking it off here with a shrapnel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really good bounces. Frisk as well. Interrupted slightly, but XM's got already the point in Assassinate, and he's got the kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Visage is farming your triangle. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Sorry, it's just such farming triangle. I mean, he's not the hero meant for it, right? We expected the stacks to be for Luna, but he's got to recover somehow.
Yeah, for sure. Just hard to be a Luna.
It is. Tidehunter, all Force can do here is at least deny the tower. He can't stop it from being taken. So down it will go.
Yeah, I mean they have a level 11 Tidehunter. Just Ravage. They have Chain Frost ready, so like they have. You can't be too carefree here on Vici, but right now, 3k gold up. Everyone is having a good game, so they're definitely feeling good.
Yeah, and this Marcy Sniper's got to be a somewhat decent combo as well, right? You've got a move speed bonus for your Sniper. You got a way of repositioning either him or an opponent. I mean, I see some synergies there, not to mention of Lifesteal, right, on Sidekick, which is being maxed here by Frisk.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, AU. Okay, he's fine. Nice. Or?
They TP another hero here, though. They're eager for a kill, and the spear, oh, just swings wide. Could have canceled the TP, even if it just nudged him. Instead, the response top lane is from Polaris, where they're going to look for a kill onto Frisk. He's already used Rebound. They just need to get him within snowball range. Oh, and the shards are just off, but they'll still get vision here, thanks to the familiars now flying on over to the trees. Flight of the Valkyries here, but the death of the Marcy, as Frisk will fall.
All right, nice. Natsumi. Waiting for the mid wave here. Oh, they're baiting an illusion, but they know.
Yeah, they're going to be a bit more restrained. Lots of teams have fallen for that, you know, ravaging on an illusion, and then your teammate pings, you're still smoked, my man.
Yeah,
that's always feels bad.
Both teams are just going to keep like Visage is slowly catching up. He'll never completely catch up, but he's desperately been trying. And Luna seems to be leaving the ancient area for Visage. It's kind of interesting. It's not even farming it.
Yeah, again, that's what I was curious about. And speaking of builds for Visage, it is going to be that Acceptor build that you recommended. So Silence is the Grave, in case you haven't seen it. It gives you unobstructed pathing as you fly. It gives you invisibility, and you do, I think, 30 or 35% additional damage for like 8 seconds or so for you and your familiars when you come out and start attacking. So it's real good.
Yeah.
It's real good at getting on top of heroes like a sniper.
Exactly. Okay, they're going Blink Tiger and Tusk. Yeah, no, they're just gonna keep farming and see what Vici want to do here. Eventually they'll have Wraith Pact on Tidehunter and then maybe BKB on Luna, and then maybe they'll try to like see if they can get a Roche perhaps.
Yeah, make some aggressive moves after that. They'll have some decent minus armor as well with the Visage talent at 15. He is a little under-leveled, but we'll get there eventually, and they'll be able to take down some major objectives with that. I'm looking at scaling, and again, 8 other heroes in the game, but I take a look at these two lineups, and I'm hesitant, but I'll dare to make a stand and just venture forward and say I think Vici's got the better late game. Morph Sniper late game is seems a bit scary. Like
it's scary for sure. But I mean, if the Visage is farmed, then you have a Tidehunter that's farmed. It's not completely clear cut, but yeah. They also have this Marcy. Like she just needs a BKB Basher, and she's a monster.
Of course.
So they have a lot of things going.
Yeah, I mean, we've highlighted that Polaris, they just need levels, they need items, right? They don't really have an option of taking a fight super realistically right now, even with the fantastic start that Tide has. He's going to go Acceptor. Oh, no, sorry, that's the ultimate orb, or pardon, the point booster for his Wraith Pact.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing an Ags either, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, let's see.
Just a quick kill there onto Yang, but they're also on top of the Sniper in the river with some serious moves. Low Ravage committed here. It's a level 1 Ravage, though, even though he's level 12. Will it make a difference? We'll see, actually. But Vici Gaming certainly here to back up their Sniper. XM standing his ground, a little bit of lifesteal, but not enough here as the Chain Frost bouncing around to the river. Erica does well, though, to split that off of the enemy team. And now he's going to go right on in for some more action. Lelich dying and will be taken down by the last right clicks of Erica. And it's going to be AU who falls last here, as it's a decent fight for Polaris. They get the Sniper, but reinforcements come and are going to punish.
Yeah, now Vici, everyone, it's like kind of a passive game, right? So if something happens, everyone will just TP. Okay, this is an interesting smoke though.
Oh yeah, without ultis as well. There's no unleash. Oh, and the smoke broke, but just out of range. And I really like this ward. I'm seeing this one a lot more. It's not super uncommon that Vici have right in front of the Polaris Tier 1. Usually, I tend to see it closer to where that banner is placed, but it's really easily dewarded. But it's just nice.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy, though, that it's still up. Because he literally ran into a creep wave to place it. So I don't know how it's still up. All right, they're doing Roche.
And with bonus damage to your sidekick, yeah, XM's coming in, take aim. No Mask of Madness, by the way, so a little bit of a different sniper build than what I used to seeing.
Yeah.
It's working.
No, everything going Vici Gaming's way here. And they can't really, they just have to keep farming on Polaris. They need BKB. And I mean, Visage is kind of saying he needs Ags. He's quite far away though, but I guess that's what they're waiting for.
Yeah, he's getting there. There's level 2 familiars as well. It's a pretty big point for him. His damage increases substantially, but careful. Over in the top lane here, Hooded Defiance barrier is going to be nuked through. They actually still have Wraith Pact alive. No, unfortunately finished off, and that means the Frost Shield to go with it. I'm not sure if he meant to get that onto Force, who is still alive here and kicking, but just the death throws here as Vici Gaming now will circle around the spear onto AU, and now even Xavius unable to escape here. Vici Gaming running over Polaris right now.
Yeah, game is kind of spiraling out of control. Like, cause it would be nice if you were in a position where the Luna can TP in there, come with her BKB. You obviously place the Frost Shield on top of the Tidehunter. But I mean, they don't even have Ravage, so you probably should just let him die there.
That's what I was going to bring up, right? I mean, such a long cooldown on this spell. They use it in the river, they pick up the sniper kill, lose the fight immediately after, lose an objective, lose another fight. So punishing in the early game off one cooldown.
Yeah.
It certainly feels bad here. And there's a Philly Stone at least for Polaris, so someone's going to be getting some passive gold. It's Xavius. Blink Dagger here might be major to save as well in and out of Mars Arena, a way to get on top of Sniper more effectively. Could be a game changer, but he's still far away from it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Sniper has picked up Pike too, even harder to kill now. Okay, they smoke up here. I don't know. They're gonna try to fight. I don't know how they do it though.
Well, they've got Ravage. With Ravage, I would say, Pi. And with Gusto, as in they go, and down into the river goes the Snapfires. Havius stuck on the high ground. The Shards are going to catch Frisk here as they deny that Frost Totem immediately. So now Polaris, unfortunately, not getting the jump right or being forced back. Natsumi as well showing here. Has BKB, has Eclipse, but only still level 3 Lucent Beams. Not the biggest difference in the world, but let's see.
Yeah, because right now without Blink Ravage or Blink Tuskar, it's really hard to initiate.
BAB, speaking of Blinks, is about to pick up his own. He's merely 200 gold away from it now. So the initiation from Vici is going to look a little bit better. Maybe if he has a Blink there, for example, the counter initiation is a bit stronger. But I don't think he needs a Blink.
Trouble.
Yeah, for this counter AU. Although the rebound misses and the dispose not there. The TP out. Couple of voice lines as well. But yeah, the farm continuing to amass here for Vici Gaming. The net worth lead, though, it's so far it's starting to plateau at a 7K advantage for Vici Gaming. So still significant, but Polaris not doing well to not fall too far behind. The problem is they just haven't really been able to take fights, and Vici Gaming are threatening to push high ground.
Yeah. Don't think they'll go quite yet. Probably pick up another tier 2 tower. And yeah, no, Polaris are still kind of just waiting. They don't really want to fight into this Aegis, I think. It's possible to do though, but they would prefer having Blink on Tide and having Ags on Visage.
And the Blink on Tide is about halfway there. Speaking of, Ags on Visage is now complete, flying his way.
Ooh, he gets him, right? Yeah.
He got him. That seemed like a longer TP than
it was.
standard.
Him and Force both TP'd on the mid tower.
Oh.
They were both greedy.
Oh no, it hurts. It hurts to see. It just, you know, scientists baffled by the length of that TP. And unfortunately, Erica slain. Vici, they're in a prime position as well to still take some, advantage of this. The smoke is about to expire, but there's a Blink Dagger on Mars. BAB, smoke expires, but he finds his mark. A kill here onto Force potentially as he does his best to try and escape, but he's penned in, and they're even going to kill the Wraith Pact here. Down he will go. BAB pops the BKB to guarantee the kill, and Polaris are going to try and escape here in the wake of his death. Unfortunately, BAB continuing to pile on the spears and the damage to the Chain Frost. Oof. better we don't comment on that one.
Yeah, that was just the Frost right there.
Yeah, just Frost. The only chains were unfortunately the chain kills that Vici were able to accumulate. And Aegis about to expire, so, maybe some hopes now. We still have, this Visage Ag Scepter. He's active in it now. But no Ravage here for 15, no Blink Dagger for however long it takes him to get that 800 gold. Even more if he's forced to buy back now, which is why he's holding on to it. No, it's just Polaris, they have not gotten to do anything. It's quite a frustrating game for them. And it feels like this all broke down from, the decision to tri-lane, sure, which I think was advantageous initially for Polaris, but a couple of waves not pulled, and Frisk eventually heading over to the mid lane, which wasn't really addressed, and the game just falls apart here for Visage. Yeah, they never managed to get any fights with the Ravage. Luna too far behind in experience. I mean, and they have a mid laner just trying to come back through farming, and then there's not much to do. There's the camp stacked metric as well. For however many there were, unfortunately only 4 are Ancients. So I think you're getting pretty close here. I didn't expect Vici to get such a dominant start, but it seems like now Polaris, it's a little bit of a pipe dream for them to be able to hold on to their triangle. There's so much wards in here. They're going to miss this one on the stairs, it looks like. Yeah, they're not finding anything. Rough. No, let's just see. I'm just hope no one dies here now, so we get to see the Blink Dagger on Tide, and then they go. Yeah. And let's see if their lineup can actually do something, because so far they haven't gotten to do anything. Exactly. Like something stealing one of your phrases. I think Polaris, they probably still do well in an honest fight, right? In a full 5-on-5. I could see it. They've got some really great team fight here between Ravage, Chain Frost, Luna's got damage, and Visage to reach the back lines. But now we've got the items. Okay, let's go. The stage is set. Unfortunately, they have many BKBs now, but Oh, and the arena is beautiful, and it's not a Chain Frost either. Okay, well, that's the panic. It's not going well. Okay, Snowball save is pretty decent here, but they didn't pull Force in, and he didn't get off the Ravage, and he doesn't have buyback, and now Visage is dead. Natsumi doing what he can versus BAB.
Ooh, the tree
let him around the trees, the jukes, the singular tree that existed there, obstructing the vision for dead Erica with 3 of the kills. Natsumi, no BKB, can't even pick up the kill onto the Mars. All 5 dead, and that one didn't go the way that Polaris had planned up, unfortunately.
Oh, very anticlimactic. That's unfortunate sequence of events there. The Mars not hesitating at all. Like the second he sees them, he just pops BKB and goes in.
Yeah, and he's rewarded with so many heroes inside that arena as well.
Yeah. But they tried. Maybe they'll have one more try in them. I don't even know if they got... Did they get to use their spells? They have the Ravage, at least.
They got Ravage. They don't have BKB on Luna. They don't have Eclipse, and they don't have Chain Frost. And that's the problem. They also don't have a mid lane of melee barracks. Or tier 3 tower down bottom. So the damage is lasting by Vici, and that pie is... Well, obviously, it's scary, right? The 17k net worth lead is the elephant room here in our cast, right? We should do well to acknowledge that. But that's not even with Aegis. That's Vici Gaming just taking a straight-up fight and then punishing you for it because they fought you outside of your base.
Yeah. Yeah, the game is just in such a state now with every lane pushed in. Roche is spawning soon, so we know that's where Vici are gonna go in a couple of minutes. And like you're gonna have to, like the next fight is not gonna be easier. It's gonna be with even more gold.
And there's also wards behind your lines right now in terms of where Polaris are currently, so that's going to enable some very easy pickoffs and advantage for Vici Gaming. They're doing well at least to ensure that this cliff's not warded, but they just haven't managed to find these others behind, which is super frustrating. Whenever you look at replays, man, oh, you hate to get out warded like this, don't you?
Yeah. It is difficult to keep good vision in a game like this, but
for sure.
Hopefully you would get that ward. Okay, maybe Vici they don't even wait for Roche. Let's see.
Yeah, 50 seconds. It's in the window.
They see Force here though on the ward. They see him.
They do.
And he doesn't think they see him.
Well, now he knows, right? Might have to losing the ward like that. We'll see. Let's try to sneak around from behind. The sentry's at the ready. They're going to go first here for Force. He's got Ravage. He's not going to use it though. Looks like he's going to take the death. Doesn't have buyback either though. 45 seconds here. Kiss is committed from Vici Gaming. Yeah. So maybe slightly of an overcommitment, expecting a bit more of Tour de Force from Polaris there, but
okay. The hope is here, you get a kill, right? And you wipe them and you get Roche.
It's a good start, Pi.
That's what they need to do.
Get a kill.
They need to wipe them.
It's been a while since Polaris has been able to find one.
Yes, quite a while.
And, well, they're not going to be able to find their Erics on the map anymore. Down they go. More or less uncontested. It seems so hard. I mean, there's a Blink Dagger now on Tusk, but without the follow-up Ravage there to at least guarantee...
No, he's under the same vision.
Yeah, he is. Now this is, I mean, just outwarded, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, position 5 plays, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He's in the base. Okay, BKB'd. Erica, he's just going to TP. Goodbye. See you later.
Yeah, Roche is up. Collect that. Thank you very much.
No. The warding, man, it's important. I can plug my voice line. That's why I did the warding voice line. But anyway, back to the action. Roshan fallen. Aegis and Shard at the ready here for Vici Gaming. Polaris. This looks like the Pisa led. They're even under vision. Force doing what he can. The barrier at least meant he could have blinked, but he didn't. And now he's stunned here against BAB's Spear, who's just going to back up. They're seeming no rush to finish this game. They're going to wait for their cooldowns and do it properly.
Yeah.
This is TI on the line after all.
Yeah, for sure. So what were who needed to pick up a point there? Was it Vici or Polaris?
It's Vici, if I'm not mistaken. Polaris already in the upper bracket here. They're locked in.
Okay, okay.
Mathematically. Let me go ahead and refresh my Wikipedia standings just to make sure I'm spreading facts. And it is. It's nouns who are watching tentatively, who have completed their matches and have a 4-6 map score. Vici Gaming sitting at 4-4. Of course, 2 more games to be added and
okay,
scored.
They're going for a player.
Well, they are. Okay, and it's a play indeed, and it's a kill onto the sniper. If they can get out here cleanly, things would be looking pretty good. Frisk has nothing as well to rebound off of, has a BKB. He'd love to get something done here, but careful. They might be able to get it a little bit of an overextension. Lelich, ooh, he's going to get onto XM. The damage, it's good, but XM gets off the BKB, and now he's just got to run. Oh no, the kiss is coming down. He buys himself some time with the Gravekeeper's Cloak and does at least force 2 BKBs, but he's going to lose his life for this.
Yeah. No, I mean, Tidehunter and Lich, they were not even close not being there for the fight. Very unfortunate Ravage game here. Like, we haven't had a single good Ravage.
No, and it's got to be so frustrating for Force, right? Like, it's those games where I think even all of us who are non-professionals, speaking to you, chat, not to you, Pi, sorry, where you do so much in your games and you feel like you did everything you could right, but it's just not meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was just no one to play with. Maybe he could have done something better, I'm not sure, but it just seemed difficult. Like, everyone was just too low level. And so there was nowhere to go with your little Ravage.
Very relatable feeling. BAB's gonna make a mistake here, maybe an opening to exploit, but no, he BKBs, and from range, XM's gonna get the kill on Xavius, but BKB Arena down here on Mars. But Vici, they're not leaving anything to risk here. I mean, super clinical stuff. Polaris, you know, kudos to them for not throwing in the towel, but 25k up, buyback forced out, and like I said, they're just gonna wait for cooldowns again. It's simply too much at risk here.
Yeah, at least the BKBs. BKB on Sniper here, 10 seconds.
So this
They're
is
not
Polaris.
giving up the high ground though, so let's see if Polaris... Okay,
just
smoke
such
breaks.
good coordination. Oh, and Natsumi is scouted. He's also underneath the sentry ward, down to half HP. There's the jump. He's speared and killed. Natsumi didn't have it, and now Lelichi's not going to have a life here either. He's in the stone form, but his team is crumbling, falling apart around him, and now Polaris will strike the colors. The call to GG as they fall one by one, and Vici Gaming are going to take the win.
Yeah, quite a clean game, I'd say. Very well played by Vici. You could see that they needed to win. They needed one more point, and that's how they played. They get an advantage and then play extremely clinically. Just no risks. Wait for the BKB. Yeah. The biggest play that game, I guess, is the Marcy just camping mid lane.
Seriously, yeah. That kind of really broke apart the game, it felt like, here for Polaris, and they didn't really get a whole lot of action from there, unfortunately for them. Erica 10-0-7, BAB 5-0-14, Sniper with 1 death, 11-1-14, but just good stuff from Vici Gaming. You know, they clearly had a lot to play for. Polaris, you know, they're safely on through. They did give it a good go. I think any experience you can get on LAN is never wasted. It might help you even down the line. But yeah, well played to Vici Gaming, who will see themselves, by my appearance, I believe, in the upper bracket now for the playoffs.
I mean, here we see Vici did have a few nice fights. They were kind of just styling on them here. Like, Mars breaks the smoke, and then, yeah, Polaris' first attempt to do something together, they just get absolutely stopped. Yeah, completely team wiped, actually. So.
Yeah. And this was one of the latter halves as well. And again, I mean, painfully, you'll see on almost all of these replays that little green triangle underneath the Tidehunter indicating his ulti status is ready. It's just always there. He does not have a good opportunity. You hate to see it. You know, it's pain.
Yeah, for sure. Never got to come close to. He got one Ravage on the Sniper, but it did lead to his team getting wiped earlier on. And here we see at the end there where they're just desperately trying to.
And they get something.
Do anything, yeah.
But the game ends, of course, right here in the replays. That's that one, and it'll be Vici Gaming securing their berth here in the upper bracket of the playoffs here. As far as what seeding looks like, of course, still a couple more matches to decide that over on the secondary and tertiary streams, perhaps. But for us, we are going to be preparing for a game number 2 here. Vici Gaming, you can see how happy they are after getting the win.
Yeah, again, we got 2 people here with 0 deaths. Got the BAB and Erica both having very relaxing games.
Yep. Yeah, looked real good for them. A nice way to wind down the group stage. In a way, though, these